Hey, my name is Matt. I'm from Arizona. I live in Las Vegas at the moment, and this is my thug story. How I discovered Bone. The year was probably 94. I was a freshman or sophomore in high school, and I was in my bedroom playing my Super Nintendo. My best friend comes in my room, and he's like, yo, dude, you gotta hear this new group that just came out. They like sing or they rap. I was like R&B. Like, no, it's not R&B. It's like rap, but they sing. They're discovered by Eazy-E. I was like, oh shit, I gotta check it out. The next day or maybe later that day, I was in the car and they came on the radio. And my boy was like, this is the song. So I'm listening to it and like, I hear Shatasha. I like, this sounds, started off good. Then Lay comes in in the video where he goes. Then as each person starts, having their bars, my smile gets bigger and bigger. And remember then when it got to Busy though, I was like, oh, the girl raps too, because I thought Shatasha was Busy. So remember, this is 94, 5. So there was no internet. There was no way to figure out who these people were. So for months I was just trying to figure out who these people were. And that song, their album hadn't come out yet, but Thuggstas Ruggish kept on playing. I was like, who are these people? And that's how I first discovered them. Favorite Bone Thugs album and song. My favorite song isn't even really on one of their albums, so it's kind of a two-parter here. The top 3 of my favorite albums are gonna go East 99, Art of War, and then this is a surprise to some people, I love New Waves. So those are my top 3 Bone projects. My favorite song of all time, not just favorite Bone song, just my favorite song of all time is Days of Our Lives. It was on the Set It Off soundtrack, so therefore it's not on one of the albums. So it's kind of like a secret song. I mean, I always said if that song was on East 99, that would have been, that album is already the greatest album, in my opinion. That would just send off to the atmosphere if that song was on there. My first Bone Thugs concert, year was 96, The Height. They were at The Height. Crossover that just came out. And anyone that knows that's been to the concert in the 90s, they had a dope ass background with the skull and the bones, kind of like the Goonies movie and the piano. That's how it kind of looks. Their set was awesome. I was probably 17, and I got my first French kiss at a Bone Thugs and Harmony concert in Phoenix, Arizona, 1995 or 6. Have I ever met any of the members? I met 2 of them, separate times. I met Cray and Lay. My experience with Lay was, with no exaggeration, one of the top experiences of my entire life. What happened was I just got a bone tattoo. I'm covered in tattoos, as you can see. I got a bone one on my thigh. Well, right after I got that, I noticed that Lay was having a meet and greet at his dispensary in Riverside. Remedy, shout out to Remedy. And I'm like, it's a 3-hour drive away from Vegas. I'm not doing anything, so I drove up there. I wasn't expecting anything, but I would have been like cheesing ear to ear just to shake his hand and get a picture with him and my tattoo together. So that turned into smoking in his bus with him, just chopping it up, telling stories, and I have it on video. And the greatest experience of all that, the greatest moment of that experience was me singing Days of Our Lives with Lay, his verse sitting across from each other, rapping together. I used to be in my car thinking in my head, man, like, what if I'm on stage with them one day, rapping Days of Our Lives, and then I'm sitting there across from him, rapping him high as hell in a bus. Never expected that. That was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So thank you, Lay, if you're watching this. The first thing that caught my attention with Bone was obviously their melodic sound. But when I paid more attention to their lyrics, they weren't singing about bitches and hoes. They were, like at the time, remember, this is the mid-early 90s. The subject that they rapped about was different and it was melodic, but there was Thug was in their name, for God's sake. So I loved the juxtaposition between being a thug and actually living that life, and not being scared to preach their street life melodically. Because at the time, it was either R&B or rap. Those two rarely mixed. Them as individuals, not just the group, but I got to know them as best as I could through the World Wide Web as individuals and their story. They're more than just a good Grammy-winning music group. They have a story that is like no others. And their personalities, each one of them, to me, I feel somewhat of a bond with them, even though they don't know me except for two of them. And that's why Bone will always be my favorite group of all time.